Pat your head and rub your tummy.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing another episode of AskShaverly. This month's topic was
Eating disorders.
Because it is currently Eating Disorder Awareness Week, so we decided to skirt from the Valentine's Day shit and cliche shit.
Plus, it's too late for that now.
AskShaverly is a series I do on my channel every single month where people ask me maybe questions on a specific topic,
which we give you at the end of every video.
Watch out at the end of this one for next month's topic and the reasons for that topic. This AskShaverly topic is obviously very sensitive, so if you are sensitive to eating disorders or anything like that, and if you know you're going to be triggered by this, don't watch it if you think it's going to really affect you. But if you think that you could get something out of this, feel free, but there's going to be a massive trigger warning on eating disorders.
Just know there is the possibility there that you could be triggered during this video.
Watch with your own discretion.
Do you think that eating disorders are solely to do with the individual or influences around them? I think it's a lot of both.
Yeah.
Because you can be born with eating disorders.
Yeah.
But then you can also develop them.
Do we as individuals think bad things about ourselves, or do people tell us bad things about ourselves? That's the debate. Nature or nurture?
It's a lot of both though.
Yeah.
Because the eating disorder I have, I was born with.
Yeah.
It's not something that I've developed over time. But in today's day and age, yeah, it probably is more to do with the influences around us.
How can people that have friends with eating disorders help their friends? I never know what to do or say or help. You know, there's the question.
It's not so much what you do, it's so much what you don't do.
Yeah.
Don't sit there with someone who's got an eating disorder and tell them they need to eat, or tell them that they need to stop eating.
There's a difference between like encouraging them to eat and be healthy than like forcing them like, I'm not going to leave this table until you eat this.
My mum used to do that to me a lot. She said, you're like, that thing that parents do, you're not leaving the table until you've finished eating.
Don't do that, that's kind of bad. Be supportive, I think. Don't be like really forceful, because that's not going to help anyone.
At what point does dieting become unhealthy and develop into an eating disorder?
Dieting as its own sense, like its own concept, is fine, but it becomes unhealthy when it starts getting violent and when you start being angry at yourself for going over like a calorie count or for eating something that you like. It's like people who eat too much one day and then will starve themselves the next day because they ate too much the other day in their diet. I think it's okay to be like, oh no, I didn't reach it yesterday, better try again today. But it's when you like punish yourself, as in like, I'm not allowed to eat anything because I ate too much yesterday.
Like, I had a piece of cake yesterday, so I'm skipping a meal today.
I mean, it's alright for you to be like, oh, I had a piece of cake yesterday, I probably shouldn't have, I won't have one today. It's all about in the way that you kind of word it with yourself. So if you're like, you can't have this, you can't, like, you had that yesterday, do you need to eat it today? Like, it's all about balance. Like, we're having nothing of something or everything of something is no balance. I think diet is all about, okay, I had more of that yesterday, we'll have more veg today, or we'll have more dairy today. What is your opinion on skinny mood boards and Tumblr's dedicated to skinny inspiration?
I actually haven't seen any.
It's like, have you watched Demi Lovato's documentary?
No.
She literally had a cardboard mood board of like skinny people and what she wanted. Skinny is a really bad word and I'm sorry for using it, but I really can't even. Just smaller framed people, like skinny inspo and stuff. I actually used to have one and follow a lot of people. When you're doing it, you don't realise it's a tendency of an eating disorder because you're fantasizing. It's body dysmorphia. It's fantasizing about a different body than yours and viewing your body as lesser than theirs. Again,
it's like knowing your limits. Like it's okay to look at another person's body and think, I aspire to be like that.
Body
it's another thing to think, I'm not gonna stop until I look better than that. You
can have body goals, and like everyone has fitness Instagrams. You always see it. People, even on YouTube. But I feel like skinny inspo is a little bit too much.
You're gonna always look at someone and think, wow, I wish I looked like that. That's always going to happen because as humans, we always want what we don't have. It's another thing to go out and like surgically alter your body. I feel like they could be they're healthy in the sense that you've got a goal, you know what you want. But they can become unhealthy. You can become obsessed.
Especially when the things that you're striving for are unhealthy.
What are some ways that you've found that help you with body confidence? I stand by this same rule for everything. Not just body confidence, but just confidence in general. If there is something about yourself that you don't like, show it off. And it sounds so stupid, but I used to never have my hair back. I would never tie my hair back when I went out. Absolutely never, because I hated my forehead. Hey, forehead's out. And with like my belly, my boobs, my skin, I absolutely hated it. And I found a way to grow more confident in it is to see it every day. and you just grow accustomed to it. You're just like, yeah, it's a part of me, and that's how I grew my confidence personally.
Personally, I've tried that and it just reinforced what I hate. If you want to try that, then you're more than welcome, because it will help some people. But personally, it hasn't helped me, and I just hide mine, which probably isn't the best way. But I feel like everything with body image starts in your head. It starts within your mind. And once you fix that, you can start doing, you know, wearing tight clothing or like showing your forehead or whatever. But I feel like once you get this sorted, you can sort this out. If you get what I'm saying.
Pat your head and rub your tummy.
Yeah. How do I keep my eating disorder concealed? I don't want anyone to know, and I'm getting help, but I really want to hide it until I'm recovered.
If you're talking about the physical aspect to it, I know this sounds really bad, but it's just avoid putting yourself in that situation around people that don't know.
And I feel like if you don't do that, your recovery would kind of speed up anyway, since you're not doing it around the same. I mean, like, eating disorders aren't, like, you can't pick and choose when you kind of, you know.
That. It's not so much hiding it, it's more just knowing your limitations, and you know what's going to trigger your eating disorder, so just avoid going in that direction. Like, I know rice is something that is very touch and go with me. I can only have a very small amount of it, so I would only eat a very small amount of it.
It's all about support network, and as long as you tell actually somebody, like
as
maybe
long as
one
somebody
person,
knows. But I'm really glad you're
really
getting
okay.
help. I'm really glad
Yeah.
you are getting the help. What actually is an eating disorder? I feel like I may have unhealthy eating tendencies, but I'm not actually sure if I qualify. Every aspect of an eating disorder qualifies you, whether you have one aspect of this eating disorder that has 20,000 aspects.
Yeah.
That one aspect defines you as having an eating disorder.
I did my mental health illness journey thing. I think you should do one of those. I think it's really cool. On my own personal Curious Cat, it wasn't on the comments, because I don't think the person had the balls to comment it, which really annoys me just from the get-go. They told me it wasn't a proper eating disorder because I wasn't anorexic, I was too fat to have an eating disorder, and that's what I always thought as well. I was like, I'm too fat to have an eating disorder. Fat girls like me don't have it. When it's like, that doesn't qualify you to have an eating disorder or not.
Probably, this isn't actual statistics, but I'm gonna say around like at least 6 out of 10 people who have an eating disorder are deemed as fat, and that's why they have the eating disorder. It's really bad. There is an eating disorder called eating disorder not otherwise specified. It's called EDNOS. It's what I have, because mine is actual a birth deficiency? Defect, yeah. A birth defect. I was born with a small stomach, but if I had grown up filling my stomach, it would have eventually expanded to the shape. But because it made me sick, I refused to do that, and it just kind of stayed the size it was. But there is an eating disorder called eating disorder not otherwise specified. It's called EDNOS, and it's basically for everyone who has an eating disorder that doesn't slip into the categories of the very typical well-known eating disorders, and it's for those people who maybe fit in a few different ones, for those that have one that's just not a thing at the minute. It is a thing, obviously, but it doesn't have a name. They haven't there isn't enough people to name it something specific. I think it's worth talking to your doctor about it, telling them your tendencies if you feel confident enough to, and actually getting your diagnosis, because everyone with tendencies fits somewhere.
In your opinion, does the media create / encourage eating disorders, and to what extent?
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Of course they do. I don't think they outwardly say, go have an eating disorder.
No.
It's kind of a bit like mind compulsion, where they say one thing and it like eats at your brain, and then you start developing the mental side to the eating disorder, and then it starts becoming physical. As a curvy girl, I know that I never really see someone saying she's gorgeous because she's curvy. I always see she's gorgeous because she's skinny.
Even when people do kind of compliment people who look like you, you're like, I don't look like that anyway. Like, you're just in denial.
They may look a bit similar, but they're better.
We're just cut out. I don't know if you like where we got to or anything, but we're going to just move swiftly on to the next question.
Do you have any personal experience with eating disorders, and how did you get past them?
This is where we get deep.
I've got better, and I can eat more, but it's still very prominent.
I feel like that's one of the things with eating disorders sometimes, is the fact that you might not actually ever 100% get over it, and that's fine. It's okay. It's like with any mental health issue or anything like that, or any like physical defect or whatever, you might not be 100% okay.
Because of how I dealt with it when I was younger, it's now going to permanently like damage that, because in my main growth spurt of my life, I was in the high of my eating disorder, and now that's going to permanently affect me. Because of the way I dealt with it before, it's never going to 100% be normal. Like, I will always have those days where I just can't eat.
So when I had it, I didn't realise what I was doing, because I was like, oh, I'm just eating this food and my IBS is going off. Oh no. I feel like with eating disorders, you don't actually realise that you are doing something wrong until you've done it already.
Back then, you were probably thinking, oh, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I want to eat this food, so I'm eating it. Like, and you wouldn't think of it as a bad thing until a while later. Like, now looking back on it, you're thinking, holy shit, what was I doing?
That was AskShaverly about eating disorders. I really hope that you enjoyed, despite it being so, like, you know,
Not enjoyed,
dark.
but you got informed, you've learned more, and you've took something away from this video. If you don't take anything away from what we've said, then please go and check out the helplines and stuff that Shakira will happily link in the description.
And I'll link it not just for the UK and the US as well. There will be like Europe and Asia and all that stuff. Do people even live anywhere except from America? I don't think so. Next month's topic is
sexism, because it is International Women's Day on the 8th of March.
Yes.
So it's the beginning of the month, but we're still going to do it anyway.
Yeah, because we're both feminists.
Everything I said at the beginning of this
But we
video.
care about women. We don't care about Valentine's Day. It's not worth it.
No one cares about that commercial holiday.
No. If you have any questions about sexism or being a female or anything
please leave them in
that,
the comments, because she's lost access to
leave
the
No, I'm gonna sort it out. I just forgot what it is. Brain fart, alright? Leave it in the comments or go over to our Curious Cat. And if you have any suggestions for our topics or, you know, anything like that, please also leave that with your comment or your questions, because we really are running out. Waverley's links will also be in the description box below, with the eating disorder helplines and websites that you can go
make
to.
booktube videos, so don't bother coming over if you don't like books.
Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for another video. 1, 4, 3. Bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Blip.